Hello friends, this is Arnab here and welcome to my YouTube channel Transform Tube. Let's go into Unit 3 of ANC1 Nutrition for the Community IGNOU, and in Unit 3 we are going to look at the macronutrients of Part 2, proteins and fats. Proteins and fats. What are proteins? What are fats? Proteins, like carbohydrates, are organic compounds but distinct from carbohydrates in certain respects. Besides carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, protein also contain another element called nitrogen. The basic building block of protein are nitrogen-containing elements called units called amino acids. Amino acids are joined or linked together in chains by linkages called peptide linkages. Okay, peptide linkage. And amino acids, the proteins are so the basic building blocks of proteins are nitrogen containing units called amino acids. Amino acids are joined or linked together in chains by linkages called peptide linkage. Several hundreds or even thousands of amino acids are strung together in specific strands to form proteins. So this is how the protein this looks like. This amino acids, this is how the peptide linkage, this linkage is known as the peptide linkage. Okay, so what are the food sources of proteins? Food sources of proteins include milk and milk products, curd, co-op, fresh fruit, fish, poultry, etc., nuts, oil, seed, groundnut, cashew nut, walnut, pulses, gram, lentils, among soybeans, pulses. Soybean is particularly rich in protein. Okay. Other animal origin, we have fish, meat, poultry. Okay, these are very costly. We can vegetarian sources, we can get protein. Okay, what are the functions of protein? Functions of protein are it is the building block. So it is used for bodybuilding. Number one. Okay, proteins supply amino acids for building new body tissues, for the replacement of worn out tissues. Thus they help in growth and maintenance of the body. For the constant growth of human beings from birth till adulthood, a regular supply of dietary protein is required. Okay, now protein, even during adulthood, worn out body tissue need continuous replacement. Protein are required throughout life for the growth and maintenance of the body. Proteins as regulatory and protective substances. Protein are also part of chemical substances essentially for the regulation of vital body processes. Okay, all enzymes are proteins in nature. Like enzymes, hormones are also chemical substances vital for regulation of metabolism as well as some other body processes. Okay, proteins as carriers. Some proteins act as carriers and help to transport certain substance from one place to another. One prominent example protein carrier is hemoglobin, red color protein containing substance present in the blood. Hemoglobin carries oxygen from the lungs to various body tissues and carbon dioxide from body tissues to the lungs. Energy giving function. Another function of protein is energy giving. Proteins can also be broken down in the body to provide energy. Each gram of protein yields about 4 calories. However, not the major function of protein and only takes place when the diet is not supply enough energy giving nutrients such as carbohydrates and fats. So this is why carbohydrates are very important. Digestion, absorption and utilization of protein. Okay, so this is another important fact, digestion. Okay, saliva contains no proteolike enzymes which bring about breakdown of protein. Protein digestion mainly occurs in stomach and the small intestine. Okay, and pepsin, proteolike enzyme present in the gastric juice, breaks down protein into smaller amino acids. But pepsin cannot itself complete the digestion of protein. Partly broken down protein from the stomach are released into the small intestine, where further digestion takes place in two steps. Breakdown of partly digested protein into smaller amino acid chains. There are several proteolytic enzymes called protease in small intestine which act on partly digested proteins and convert them into smaller amino chains. And secondly, breakdown of amino acid chains into amino acids. Finally, other kind of proteolike enzymes called peptidases act on amino acid chains and convert them into constituent amino acids. Fats. Next we see what are fats. Fats, like carbohydrates, are compound of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. However, they differ from carbohydrates in structure and properties. The term fats include fats and oils which are greasy in feel and insoluble in water. Chemical nature of fats and oils. Let us first discuss this. Okay. The major constituent of all fats and oils are fatty acids and glycerol. Fatty acids are composed of a chain of carbon atoms with other elements like hydrogen and oxygen. Some of the common fatty acids are palmitic, stearic, oleic and linoleic acids. The fatty acids can be classified into three categories on basis of chain length. Shorter chain fatty acids, 10 or fewer carbon atoms, long chain fatty acids, 12 to 20 carbon atoms, and very long chain fatty acids. Okay. Whenever we talk about fats and oil, we come terms like saturated fatty acids, unsaturated fatty acid, essential fatty acid. What is these? Fatty acid chain of specific chain length in terms of number carbon atoms fix maximum number of hydrogen atoms. Certain fatty acids have many hydrogen atoms as the carbon chain can hold. They are called saturated fatty acids. On the other hand, unsaturated fatty acids have the capacity to accommodate more hydrogen atoms. Some hydrogen atoms are missing from the carbon chain. And essential fatty acids. There are two fatty acids which cannot be synthesized in the body. Fatty acids have been provided in the diet and are referred to as essential fatty acids. These are linoleic and linoleic acids. Both of these fatty acids are unsaturated in nature. Okay. So, this is the basic type fatty acids. Glycerol, this is made up molecular glycerol, 3 fatty acid molecules. Okay. What are the functions? Functions of fat: source of energy. Fat is concentrated source of energy. Satiety value. Uh, Fat remains longer in the stomach, takes up more time to digest. Insulation and padding. Fat stored in body in adipose tissue in specific places. Adipose tissue, fat is stored in body, adipose tissues in specific places. Source of essential fatty acids. Fats serve as source of essential fatty acids which have important functions in our body. Carriers of fat soluble vitamin. You have read a category of micronutrients called vitamins. Vitamins are soluble in fats, are termed as fat soluble. Fats serve as carriers of these fat soluble vitamins in the body and in their absorption. Okay. So, here we complete unit 3 of IGNOU. Please contact me on 700-387-9029 on WhatsApp or call for further tuitions on IGNOU. Thank you.